Hi Capricorn, welcome. Karo here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to read for the end of June 2026. I have already shuffled my decks and meditated on your sign. Now let's get our cards out. I will also use Italian Sibillas, okay? Okay, so let's get our cards. Our first message is, so we have the Death, Six of Swords, the World, Three of Cups, Ten of Wands, Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Let me clarify some cards here. Okay, I want to first see the Death tarot cards just at the beginning, but I'm gonna clarify it with Svillas. So the Death is clarified by, we have Melancholia, Allegria, and Donna Maritata. Let me clarify the Ten of Wands at the center. We have the Lamante, the female lover, Letterato, and Speranza. I want to clarify the Three of Pentacles, La Leggerezza, Viaggio, and Allegrezza al Cuore. I want to also clarify the Eight of Wands, La Riunione, Sospiri, wow, La Fedelta, oh my goodness. Well, I want to clarify the World Tarot card too now. The world is clarified by Disperato per Gelosia, Dispiacere, oh my god, and Bambino. Wow, Capricorn. Now that's a reading. That's a reading, my friends. So excited. Of course, I don't know what each of you is going through. This is a collective Capricorn reading. But if you have a personal tarot question, definitely find me in my live streams called Karo is Answering Your Tarot Questions. If you have something similar, I would love to really assist you. If you don't know how these question live stream works, check the description box below. Okay, now I don't think that this reading is really asking if something will change. I think the change has already begun, which is the that. So the change has already begun there at the beginning. But I think the real question is what is going to grow after that change, right? In Aquarius reading, I was getting cards like, they were starting a next chapter. Yours is like more about continuation after the ending, actually. So I think someone has very strong feelings here, but they are not acting immediately. They spend time like to understand the situation. So maybe this can be you. You may have like a lot of responsibilities at the moment. You may have something really strong going on. But you think and you observe. I feel you may be also seeking some advice from someone, or you may try to make sense of what you are feeling, but your hope is very alive about something. Even it feels like you are almost come to the like the finishing point of something. The burden you are carrying, the responsibility is, I think it's though more of to me like a emotional responsibility uh, of a group dynamic between maybe friends, or there is someone from a social scenery environment. I also no, I'm also noticing that you want to believe something is really worth carrying for you. So you are not giving up. I don't think kind of once the energy is you give up. Yeah, it has been difficult, but you are not finished with that thing yet. This is what I feel, and you are coming to this point from a place of ending. Then there is this departure happening, and then you arrive at destination with what you have been all carrying. Um, I feel this is more about you try to actually recover after the after this ending, which means you pass through grief, you pass through all these sadness or disappointment, but you are gradually reaching out to that emotional stability again. I see a lot of jealousy, crisis, hurtful maybe communication. But you know what? As you reach to that destination, um, that place is actually creating some room for happiness. And actually, it's bringing you to a more settled, more committed emotional state. So I think you are finally leaving behind what has been fully hurting you. Something here was really hurting you. I also feel like you have been enough consumed by jealousy and insecurities. Maybe in the situation you had also a fear of losing something. Really, like actually, this is like to me underneath there was a lot of emotional desperation and disappointment. But coming to a completely new chapter and making it like begin. Um, is really something else. You know, everything is changed. Like, you know, it's not a repairing energy. Um, but like you are really reaching the end of the version of the story, which is really, you have like something else to begin now. And you are end of June also bringing you emotional maturity. I think there is a very much interested person about what you are doing right now. I think a kind of a celebratory energy. I think like some people trying to maybe reconnect you, um, but you have been really some carrying things, maybe responsibilities. Um, but you know, I see you are really meeting with someone, or there is a spot for you to really become honest with emotions. Like, I mean, emotions and the story that they create becomes much more honest to you. Maybe you come across with a person who has this kind of a vibe to them, a frequency to them. This person is interested maybe also in how you do your work, how you conduct your work, or the way that you have someone like you deeply care. Right now, maybe this is a person, animal, a living thing, or in general, this person is really uh, like appreciating you. You care because they think everyone can love, but far fewer people can care, and it's like you care. So yeah, and you are very much pleased with them, to see them. Something feels lighter about them, and then there is this joy returns, and things you do. as you arrange a routine, maybe does not feel like a hard work anymore. And I think maybe this person make you realize that once people stop forcing everything, they actually finally start building together again. Um, like maybe cooperation becomes easier because that some emotional atmosphere also changes. Um, Very active, active pursuit I feel here, but it's not forceful, absolutely. Um, and honestly, well, maybe this is what Mercury retrograde does to you, La Réunion and reunion. Uh, and La Fedalta, people who were like waiting each other, dedicated and loyal, comes back together, and the sighing is now stopping. Like there are people here really longing for each other, missing each other, and of course there was an emotional tension behind them, but the connection remained, and now you are stepping into this um with ready. And I don't think there is a random communication happening. I think there is a communication happening between people, uh, maybe who still have some unfinished business. I see reunion with something or someone that you think you will somehow reunite, because not because they are the same with the old story, but this is like what you have lost, like come back to you in a different form, kind of thing. um from that to Nine of Cups, I see here like the pain becomes healing. Socially something is nurturing you, and it is really bringing you emotional satisfaction. Yes, leaving behind things were difficult. Yes, you have been carrying an emotional weight, but then something finally in your life becomes stable. Plus, as you close the old emotional chapters, the heart really opens and some communication returns. And this is my favorite storyline here. I don't think you are losing someone. I think um, you have like enough survived from something that has ended. But the story isn't over after all. Yes, there are endings. Yes, there is sadness, but and I think someone here goes through a big jealousy, disappointment, and distance. Very painful transition this is, but somehow you keep pushing to connect with what is really forward, not backward, right? Forward. Um, I think you discover there is someone who really have something meaningful to say to you, and you have something meaningful to say to them. Yes, the tarot does not promise that everything becomes perfect once you reunite, but after this type of heaviness and silence and baggages, the energy begins really moving again. So this is really fascinating to see. Um, Scorpio energy, Pisces energy, Cancer energy, Sagittarius energy, I see here. So this is also how I want to mention these signs maybe can be influential in your life at this time. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for tuning in. I will speak to you in the next videos. If you want to ask a personal tarot question, check the description box below, and talk to you soon, my friends. Bye bye.